This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to Massive Late Fees Dumpster Diving. This is where we look at something absolutely horrifying from the past, the 80s, the 90s, even the 2000s. I guess the 2000s are almost 20 or 10 years ago now, or 20 years ago. Fuck. 2000's almost 20 years ago now. That's insane.
Yeah, I guess.
But anyway, so this week we dove into the 80s. I know this
late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, I know this spanned both. This is season 1, so I'm guessing it's the 80s. It seemed very 80s.
Probably. Yeah, probably like 88, 89.
But it's Doogie Howser, MD, starring Neil Patrick Harris, who I forgot to mention will be in the new Matrix movie. They're saying maybe he's going to be an agent.
That'd be it. I'm actually a big fan of his work. I didn't see that Stepmother, 88 Ways I Know Your Stepmom or something. I don't know. How I Met Your Mother, maybe?
Yeah, How I Met Your Mother is what it's called.
Yeah, I didn't watch. I don't know. I didn't watch
88
that
Ways
one.
I Banged Your Stepmom Before I Married Your Mom.
Yeah, I know he was like in that or something, and like I'm sure he's great in that. But everything I've seen him in, he's amazing in. I mean, so I can't imagine he wouldn't be good as an agent.
Yeah, he's very good. 1989, that's when this started. So yes, this was tail end of the 80s. Very young Neil Patrick Harris, starring as Doogie Howser, MD. This is episode 24 of season 1, entitled "Breaking Up is Hard to Doogie."
Yep.
Yeah. So this show was created by David Kelly and Stephen Bochco. So like David Kelly did like Chicago Hope and Ally McBeal and Boston.
Yeah, I went to a deep dive on this because I thought Kelly was spelled without an E, so I'm like, maybe that's, but no, this was the one that, like you said, Ally McBeal, and I guess this is the first show that he actually did with him as like the executive.
Yeah. Yep.
Because they had done L.A. Law together, I think.
Yes, correct.
And then actually one of the shows that he did, I can't remember which one, maybe it was The Practice, but one of them is actually the launching point of David Shore, the guy who did House MD, which, is our other program that we discussed.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it's like he's part of the same tree of writers, which I'm sure there are, like, writer trees in Hollywood.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. It's like coaching trees.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you could say, you got so many you can trace, for podcasts. You're like, oh, I learned from him, and we're, it's like, you could trace everyone back to probably, I don't know, Jack.
Back to who?
Jack Benny.
I thought you were going to say Jack Benny. I'll tell you, no one cares about this because no one gives a shit about Jack Benny. But I love Jack Benny. I'll watch some of his shit on YouTube and stuff like that. That guy was fucking hilarious.
I don't think I've ever seen or heard him, but I do know that the kids in the hall get their name from him.
Yeah, exactly. If a joke didn't go over well, he'd say it came from the kids in the hall. Yeah.
Referring to his writers who were part of his tree.
Yeah, exactly. But so his big thing was Jack Benny's big thing was that his two things was that he always said he was 39, no matter how old he got, and he like was money obsessed. Right. In fact, there's a famous story because in real life he wasn't. In real life he was very generous, but there was a story about he went to a restaurant and left this waitress a real big tip, and she handed it back to him and said, "Oh, Mr. Benny, let me have my illusions," or something like that. But anyway, so like he was, like whenever those two things collided with each other, that's what produced some of the biggest laughs. So on his show, Groucho Marx guested, and Groucho Marx had this show called You Bet Your Life, which was like a game show. And the pot in the game show had grown really big, so there's a lot of money to win. So Jack Benny dressed up and pretended that he was this other guy and to try to win the money. And the final question to win all the money comes down, and Groucho Marx says, The final question is: there's a famous comedian from Waukegan, Illinois, and he's like, Jack Benny, Jack Benny, it's Jack Benny. He's like, whoa, whoa, wait a second. We know it's Jack Benny, but here's the question: for years, this guy's been lying about his age for $10,000. Can you tell me how old he really is? And then Jack Benny just like sits there. This was the thing he was the best at. He just gives this look to the audience, complete deadpan look. Everyone's breaking up laughing, and then he says 39, and obviously he's wrong. But it's the thing ends, and Groucho Marx comes up to him, and he's like, Jack, I thought it was you. He's like, you know how old you are. Why wouldn't you just tell him, how old you are and win the money? And he goes, Groucho, I always love a great deal. Where else am I going to buy 25 years for $10,000 or something like that? I don't know. But Jack Benny's funnier than my recollection of my recounting of that sketch. It's funny. You should check it out. Young kids, if you like comedy, check out Jack Benny. I'm going to talk to you guys about your gambling problem. No, we have.
Is that like the pot calling the kettle black there, Mark?
Yeah, exactly. I am frequently gambling online because, it's fun. It's a fun thing to do, and I win money sometimes. And if you want to win money sometimes, and other times lose money because that's how it works, you should go to my bookie. So, Mike, are you familiar with MyBookie's fantastic interface? They've got the best lines. You could go to Vegas, you could go to Atlantic City, you could go see what was that? What was those shows in Atlantic City that I'm trying to remember what.
Oh, I cannot remember what they were, but they were very sad.
Oh yeah, there was. Oh, the one was. I remember it was like dead singer. They were all dead singers, and they were.
Yeah, yep, that's right. It was like an impersonator show.
Yeah. So you could go to Atlantic City, see that show, but you're not gonna find the lines that you're gonna get here. You won't find lines this good outside of the 1980s.
And I mean, come on, think about it. Do you really want to, go take a shower, get dressed, get in your car, go fill it up with gas, drive tens of miles to a casino, get parking, walk from the parking lot to the casino, and only then, you have to hit an ATM and maybe like, oh, there's a $5 charge for this, Once you're there, they're just like sucking money away from you, the second you walk in the door.
Absolutely.
Or from the privacy of your own home. I mean, you can just go to mybookie.com.
Why see another person in the world? When you
What the fuck is going on over there?
Why we've got musical accompaniments for this. Why see another person when you could just go to mybookie.ag and place your bet? And let me tell you. So, Mike, if you want to win a lot of money,
I do.
but you don't want to spend a lot of money,
I don't.
what you should do is you should do a parlay. These are things I like to do. One of our friends that lives in Las Vegas, Ben and I, we used to do this all the time. You pick like 4 games, 5 games, and you put them all together. And if all these things happen, if all these teams win, then you spend a little bit of money and you make a lot of money. I mean, Norm Macdonald does it all the time. And
he's on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if I would put that in the ad.
He's one of the most successful comedians out there, and Norm's got his own promo code. We've got our own promo code.
Penn Jillette has a promo code.
I'm sure he does for something.
No, for my bookie, I heard on his podcast earlier.
Awesome. So we're in good company here. So now here's the thing: if you join my bookie right now.
Right now?
Yes, do it on your computer right now. Use the promo code. Use the promo code late fees. That's LATEFEES, all caps. MyBookie will double your first deposit. So up to $1,000. So if you deposit $1,000 because you have a severe gambling problem, they will give you another $1,000 to double that severe gambling problem. $1,000 is a lot. It's more than I'd bet. But you,
I mean, who wouldn't take a free $1,000? You're an idiot if you don't take this offer.
I agree, absolutely. So go to mybookie.ag, enter promo code LATEFEES, LATEFEES, and you will activate that offer.
I think you just got more aggressive with each letter.
So, MyBookie, you play, you win, and you get paid. Do it now.
Fair enough.
But anyway, so on to the show. So in this episode, we open with Vinny. Yeah, that's his name. Vinny.
Yeah, Vinny.
And Doogie are at his house with Doogie's girlfriend something and Vinny's girlfriend Tracy, I think, or Tanya, or
Doogie's girlfriend is Wanda, of course.
Yeah, Wanda. That's right.
Yeah, this is a very odd scene. Like, they're just kind of, like, both sitting there, and, like, Vinny and his girlfriend are just, like, very aggressively making out.
Oh, they're hardcore going at it.
Is this something that ever happens outside of, like, a movie?
That's what I was...
TV shows?
That's what I was thinking. Like, Vinny's like, hey, your parents aren't going to be home to 11. And I'm thinking, there are other rooms in that house, Like, I've never been alone with friends and been like, hey, let's make out sitting next to each other.
Or he's like, geez, go fuck on your parents' person.
Yeah, exactly. Spread some seam. Your dad's shooting blanks now.
Jeez.
Spread some seed on that bed.
Wow. That went awry quickly.
But
yeah, so they're just making out, and then like Doogie and Wanda are like kind of like they're watching TV, they're fine. I don't know if it's like supposed to be a joke about like old married couples at some point. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, they're like such kids. Can you believe we used to be like that? It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
So then Doogie says, should we make out, basically? And she says, yeah, whatever. So they start kissing, and then their souls come out of their body.
Right. They use like the revolutionary Back to the Future 2 technology to,
Yeah.
shot and also on the sides. Which is also on Sister last week with Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
It was all the rage around this time period.
But yeah, so it's...
so they're...
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so they're just both like clearly mentally checked out of this relationship, because obviously young teens who are dating doctors should be really turned on about all these crazy hormones going through your system, but they're done.
Yeah, it was exciting at first, but hearing about another geriatric case, she can't do it anymore.
And then Vinny's practically finger blasting this chick over 5 feet away.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a really weird line where he's like, what are you doing with that drumstick when they go into the kitchen? Like, what the fuck is going on in there?
Like, what is she doing with the drumstick?
Yeah, what kind of shenanigans are getting up in the Doogie Howser house?
We want to know about the secret sauce.
Ugh. Hey, speaking of chicken, I had for the first time ever, I had one of those Popeye chicken sandwiches today.
Oh, you weren't murdered trying to get one?
No, what's funny is I went in there, I had to wait about an hour and 45 minutes to get to get these chicken sandwiches. I had no idea it was going to be this long of a wait. If someone told me, yeah, it's going to be an hour and 45 minutes, I would have been like, oh, well, fuck your sandwiches then. But I went in and I waited. At one point, it's basically like, I've come this far, I might as well see it through the whole way. But while I was in there, that story came across my phone about somebody being stabbed to death in Maryland or whatever for the chicken sandwich. But it was funny because like groups.
Oh, it was funny.
Well, no, the groups form inside this like the Popeyes. Well, like I saw people meet each other for the first time. Like, and then at the end, when they got their food, they hugged each other. It was like exchanged phone numbers. Call me if you need anything. It was like, Like relationships formed inside the Popeyes waiting for these chicken sandwiches. It was pretty crazy. But I have to say, probably the best chicken sandwich I've ever had in my life. It was really good.
Well, that's good.
It was not worth an hour and 45-minute wait because nothing is, but it was
No,
really good.
a chicken sandwich wasn't worth a hour and 40 minutes of your time.
No, but it was good.
Well, that's good.
But
Yeah, there is blood on Popeye's hands. We can agree on this, right?
oh, absolutely.
They clearly overhyped their chicken, and I'm still not sure that they aren't owned by the same company that owns Wendy's.
I don't know. I don't know if they are or not.
I never ever looked into it, but I would be shocked if they were. So they hyped up this chicken war, and now people are so excited that they're murdering people for them.
Right. Yeah, it's messed up. But yeah, and that's the thing is
But delicious, according to Mark.
they sell well, murder tastes great. They sell out of these sandwiches all the time. Just order fucking more chicken. I don't understand. They sold out while I was in there. I like
Jeez.
maybe about 10 people behind me. The manager's like, that's it. This guy's the last one. We got nothing left.
That's crazy.
And people fucking cleared out as soon as they heard that too. They cleared out as fast as Doogie and his girlfriend did when they heard the sexual assault with the drumstick going on in there.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, so Doogie and Wanda, like, they're kind of like, I don't know. I kind of don't know if I still want to, if I still love her or whatever is what he says.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's funny, not like there is so little that happens in this episode.
And they just cram as many, like, 80s cliches as possible into this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Vinny's on the phone with, like, his lady, who I guess is also friends with Wanda, and, like, they're talking, and, like, both Doogie and Wanda are, like, secretly trying to listen in, and like, trying to communicate through the two of them. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And the B story involves some curly-haired doctor wanting to fuck the curly-haired
nurse.
Yeah, nurse.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that part. That's like the most ridiculous part of all. Like, there's like this nurse. He's like trying to. I don't know if they're friends. I guess is what he says.
Yeah.
But like this doctor who's like a hotshot is like trying to fuck her or something like that, or he's like been to dinner with her 3 times, and now he's like, oh, she's coming to my place now, and he's like implying, they're gonna pound veg.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I'm gonna ask her how she likes her eggs, scrambled, fried, or fertilized.
Right. So like this guy is like getting a little like upset about this because like he talks about her like she's in a very demeaning way, and he's like, oh, she's not that kind of girl, or I don't know, something like that.
This guy really does fucking push it really far too. This is Donald Trump's locker room talk, by the way, because they're in a locker room.
Right. Yeah, it's like he should reference this in his next campaign.
Yeah. Well, Doogie told me locker room talk.
Yeah, no shit. But yeah, so like they get into a fight, and like it's really kind of ridiculous. So it's like 2 doctors like fist fighting in a locker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then so he tells like this nurse, he's like, "Oh, I just put in your honor." She's like, "Oh," and then she kind of discerns, that he likes.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Oh, let's go to dinner as friends." And then so they go to dinner as friends. He's like dressed like in normal clothes.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck she's dressed up for.
Yeah, it's so she's dressed like she's going to see the Queen, but the Queen is appearing at Club 54.
Yeah, she's dressed up for a bondage award show.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very weird, like, I don't know if they're properly communicating what they're trying to, but it's actually he likes her, and I guess she likes him. It's much like the movie Superbad, where I can't really tell if Emma Stone likes Jonah Hill's character. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know if she's supposed to.
Yeah, and it's clear their boss wants them to fuck.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's very into he's living vicariously through them. Oh, very good.
Yeah. I thought for a second, and actually I have to admit a long time, that this guy was the same guy from 21 Jump Street, like Peter DeLuise or something DeLuise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Dom DeLuise's son.
One of his sons, yeah. I think a few of his sons are in the show business, like Stargate, SG-1 kind of thing.
Right.
And Sequest, I think they're on there.
I
Yeah.
just remember one of them was the dad on the Wizards of Waverly Place because my oldest used to watch that.
Oh, I don't know which one.
I don't know which
Um,
one either, but
but yeah, so it's I thought it was him, but it was a different guy entirely. They just had the same kind of Kevin Kanye style mullet, the really tight curls.
yes, exactly.
But yeah, I don't know, like they're gonna go to a date, and then she's like, oh wait, let's get the kiss part out of the way. And she's like kisses him at the end of this, and that's when the boss, like you said, like kind of notices, like
He's like, oh, get it.
Yeah, but then at the end, Doogie and Wanda agree to break up, and like he's like, oh no, but don't tell anybody till tomorrow, and like let's have one last dance kind of thing. It's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't really have any investment into their relationship at all. Like, I don't know if they started off dating in the first episode because it's only like how many episodes in? Like eight, or maybe it's more than that.
24.
Oh my god, how many episodes are in this season?
So I think like 25 or 26. This was
That's ridiculous.
back in the day of like multiple like 9 months worth of show for a season.
That's quite a risk with like a before then unknown actor
Yeah.
as the main lead. But actually, they made a great choice because, like you said, Neil Patrick Harris is like an amazing actor.
Yeah, he is. I like him a lot too.
And like, if you ever watch like the Tony Award like openings with him, it's like I don't even know how he does like all the singing and dancing and like rhyme. It's just like it's amazing.
Yeah. But
And he's hilarious in the Harold and Kumar movies.
he is. He is really good. And I did watch How I Met Your Mother, and he's very good in that too. He's probably the best thing about that show.
Yeah, he's the best thing about most of the things he's in.
But yeah, so yeah, they agree to break up, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all that happens on this fucking episode. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever like. Obviously, it's not the worst thing we've watched for this, but it wasn't great.
It might be the most bland thing we've watched.
Yeah, that's a
Like it seems like
very good term for it. It was very bland.
it seems like everybody involved in the process is already bored of the show. Like the
Mm-hmm.
writers are bored, the directors, the actors,
Yep.
the audience.
Yep. Yeah, there
like,
wasn't much reaction from the audience.
it's like, well, I don't think it's a live audience there,
No.
but I think it's like, yep, all right, time to do more. Let's get this going. They're like at that point, like probably bored with the entire process of doing the show, like you said, for 9 months or however long they have to do it for.
They're like, "Oh yeah, 14-year-old becomes a doctor. Okay, let's milk this for more." Was this
Yeah,
based on was this based on like a real story, like a real kid?
I'm not sure of a specific one, but I know there are like a good number of like people in their teens who become doctors, because they've obviously been very intelligent and tested out of other courses.
Right. Yeah, I don't remember if I feel like there was something something, I don't know. I feel like there was some kind of
Inspiration.
yeah, like inspiration behind this, but I don't remember. I know Mike posted the theme music, so
Yeah, I recognize that immediately. I'm like, oh, I love this. I love the theme. This is a really good theme. Of all the '80s. Really, what we should do on dumpster diving is also we should rate the theme song
mm,
because this is definitely up there. I like the all musical, like synth, like theme they use for this one. It's really good as far as dumpster diving. It's up there.
mm.
Sister is obviously way up there too.
So listen to this. The weekly half-hour dramedy was created by Stephen Bochco. He originated the concept and asked David E. Kelly to help write the pilot, giving Kelly a created by credit. Harris was the first actor the show's staff had found that could convincingly play a teenage doctor, but ABC executives opposed his casting. Bochco's contract required that the network pay an enormous penalty if it canceled the project, so ABC was forced to let him film the pilot. The network still opposed Harris's casting and disliked the pilot, but after positive reception during test screenings, ABC greenlit the show. Maybe one of the few times that test screenings actually helped.
Could be.
I wonder what Max Casella is up to now.
I don't know. What's funny is I think he was in the movie Newsies,
Okay.
and and then one of the Neil Patrick Harris things when he was on Broadway was like Newsies were like one of the plays, so it was
Mm.
kind of funny that still Max Casella.
I'll blow your mind right now because this comes full circle again. He was also in Ed Wood.
Oh, Max Casella was
Yes.
nice. Who was he in Ed Wood?
He was like his little like assistant friend guy or whatever. He was like, like
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, he played Max Casella basically. But it's not the role he does in everything. But I can't think of what his name was. But he was one of Ed Wood's hangers on.
Gotcha.
Apparently, he was also in Inside Llewellyn Davis, which I heard is a really good movie.
Isn't that a Coen Brothers movie?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
He has worked steadily. I'll tell you that. Jesus, man, this guy
Good
like
for him.
a lot of these movies I wouldn't necessarily consider classics, but he's worked steadily. Old Boy, he was in that too. He's been in some really good movies though. Old Boy's a good movie.
You know, he's good. Was it the remake that you saw, or was he in the remake or the original one?
I think he was in the original one.
The Korean one.
I think so. Yeah.
Nice.
Let's see.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always happy when with like him or like even like especially like on a higher scale. Obviously, so like Sean Astin.
Mhm.
He's been like in small things and like big things. Like since he's been a child, really.
Yep, absolutely.
It isn't like his mother like a celebrity too.
Yeah, his dad is John Astin, Gomez Adams from
Okay.
the Adams family, and his mom is
Patty Duke, maybe.
Yeah, that's correct. Patty Duke is his mom
Huh.
from the Patty
So
Duke show.
that John Astin guy was way older than Patty Duke, though, huh?
That's a good question. I'm not. I guess because he was playing like an adult in the '60s when. So let's see. Oh fuck, John Astin's still alive. Good for him. He was born
Wow.
March 30th, 1930. So he is 89 years old. He divorced Patty Duke in 1985. They were married from 72 to 85. Patty Duke was born in 1946. So yeah, she was 16 years younger than him.
I think she was like 26 and he was 42 when they got married.
Yeah. Good for him.
Huh.
But he's married to Valerie Ann Sandoval now since 1989.
Huh. Fair enough. But yeah, that's dumpster diving for this week. Not really much going on, but it's like a weird.
As
like,
evidenced by us talking about John Astin and his love life.
And Jack Benny for half an hour.
Yeah. Well, that's just good. That's just good radio. But we will see you next time. I don't know. Bye.